Do you feel it's wrong for
and
Keir Starmer to politicise those stories?
I actually do. I met with many, many people during my 2 years in health, both people who worked in the NHS, who'd lost their own loved ones, and people who'd been through very difficult times. And I think it's wrong to use those very raw emotions and those experiences that people have been through to distort something that they know has happened politically in Number 10. You know, to make those comparisons is wrong.
There's a lack of perspective, isn't there? And it feels like now there is a campaign to subvert democracy and subvert the democratic process. I mean, we have local elections coming up on the 5th of May. That is an opportunity for people to go to the ballot box and say what they think. But to me, it feels like parts of the media, a lot of the media for a long time have essentially been campaigning to try and remove Boris Johnson as Prime Minister, partly because of the Brexit vote.
Of course they have. And it's not just the Brexit vote. You know, there are a large number of people very active out there. And I understand, you know, many people who are not involved in Westminster or politics will think, well, Brexit's done now, let's move on. That's not what is happening in Westminster. There are people in Westminster desperately, including, you know, just commentators and many individuals and organisations who are desperate to make sure that the Prime Minister is removed before the next election, because they feel that this is their last desperate chance to reverse some of what's happened with Brexit. They won't have a vote to reverse Brexit, but what it'll be, you know, death of Brexit by 1,000 cuts. They will change the narrative. Suddenly it will be, well, it's better to go along with the German way of doing this. And it will be too difficult not to concede to what the French are asking for. It will be a different undoing of Brexit, but they're determined to make that happen. And the only way they can make that happen, the only man who is standing in front of the bulwark that is Brexit, is Boris Johnson. And if they can remove him, then they know they've got a very strong chance of reversing what's been done. If he goes into the next election and he wins the next election, then they know it's game over. But they are desperately determined. And I hope people can see that. I hope people can see how determined they are to remove the Prime Minister before the next election.